my dream. Welcome to my dream. This is my dream. Welcome. Yeah, this is my stream. This is my stream. And welcome who have come to my dream. Anything is possible at my stream. You can do anything at my stream. The infinite is possible on my stream. The unattainable is known on my stream. Welcome to my stream. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my stream.
Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are not muted, the mic is working and everything's good. Great. If you joined us yesterday, we started this lovely Magnus Carlsen trading card design, which I think looks pretty cool. And we're gonna try and finish this or develop it more, keep continuing on with this idea. We got to a pretty good spot yesterday. I like what this looks like. I have an idea of how it's going to look when printed. I just want to see what we can add to it to make it better. I'm also trying to fill out a CGC submission form to submit cards because I've got a bunch of bulk cards to submit. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to submit and if there's more stuff that I want to submit as well. I also might send them my cards. Like I need to submit 25 minimum. So I kind of want to send one of my cards with it and just see what they do. And they'll email me and be like, what is this? This isn't a thing. Hayes, welcome on in. So let's see, yesterday, so this is our template we have. So the template is something I use just to showcase all my designs. That is inside, that has this inside of it, which is a smart object, which this is moved over, which is weird. And then inside of that is the actual design files. So these are the design files itself. I did a little bit of exploration this morning to find just stuff I like that I might want to implement into this. A lot of it is sort of these hand-drawn elements. Maybe how I can edit the photo. I really like this thing Corey Miser made. The coloring on this is really nice. It might be just from the photo that I think GQ took. Gradients here are nice. Some just applications. The stuff in the background is cool with these stripes. So I'm just trying to figure out today what we want to do. And I made a little list before. How many hours a day do I spend editing? Editing or designing? I would say they're different things. I mean, I freelance full time, so I wake up and do a lot of client work before 2. I'll do this for an hour, and then I'll finish up any client work for the rest of the day. And then if I need to poke at anything else in the afternoon or in the evening, I can do that. So here's our list for today, things you want to do. So I want to add depth to this. I want to figure out how to do color contrast. I want to figure out how to implement the name better, because we got to figure that out. How to bridge between the background and the frame, between the frame and the subject, to create more depth. How to edit the image more a little bit, hand-drawn elements. Maybe there's something for each person that's different. And then what would change for each parallel. Hey, I've been freelancing pretty much since COVID happened. So I had a job before COVID, and then everything shut down. I was there for like 11 months doing stuff for sports arenas, and everybody got laid off. And then I told one of my clients, hey, send me stuff to do because I have the time to do it. And they started sending me stuff, and then I realized, oh, I can freelance full time now because this is paying the bills. So since the end of 2020, so it's right now, about this time, it's probably about 6 years. And that's been going pretty good. So on this thing, I didn't like how this looked. I still don't like how part of this looks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak this, because I don't like how I did this. So Hayes, if you want here's a full breakdown of my design career. After this does this. Oh God. It's so weird. So I went to community college because I had a scholarship and it was pretty much free. Then I went to the University of Dayton to finish my studies. Finished up there. I got a job 3 months after graduating for a company called Naked Lime Marketing, which is was a department within Reynolds and Reynolds, which is a car dealership form company. They make forms for car dealerships. It's really weird. And I didn't like what I was doing there. I mean, it was fine. But I wanted to do stuff in sports. This is about 2017. So in 2018, I did a 365-day project where I made something new every day for a year. Oh gosh, why didn't I do that live? And then from that, I got some freelance work. The PGA Tour emailed me 2 months into doing that. So I started doing freelance work for them in 2018. I had a couple other clients. I did stuff for Manchester City then. I did stuff for, who else? The Orlando Magic I did something for briefly. So I did a couple things that was with my other job while I was making something every day for a year, while doing client work. And then I got a new job 4 months after I finished that project at a company called Z Design that does environmental design for sporting facilities and stuff like that. So that is what I was doing. Then I was there for 11 months because COVID happened, and now I'm here. Okay, so I want more stuff shooting out of this, and I kind of want to give him sort of a crown. So I'm gonna hop open Illustrator. I want to try something. I poked around with this for a teeny bit off stream just to make sure it would work. And it should work. Yeah, it should work fine. So let me make a new document here. And I'm gonna scribble out what I want to do. Hold on, let me just make a new file that's not 2 feet by 3 feet. I'll move this over here so you can see it. All right, so here's Illustrator. Let's move this stuff over here like this. Okay, let me go back to Photoshop. Here's what we're gonna do. Let me go to the top here. We're just gonna scribble on this for a sec. Should get my Wacom tablet for this, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna grab green. This here. So we're gonna give him like a. Let's go like that. So we're gonna give him a crown. Sort of. We're gonna give him a crown, and then I think I want things coming out from this that follow. So we're gonna have stuff going like this, kind of emulating what we have over here. Emulating this side. I can't do that. So maybe it shoots out. None of it comes down here. It's just above this. So we have some color in the background. So we're gonna add that. We're gonna see how that looks. I kind of like the idea of adding stuff like this that let me change the color. Maybe there's some other things that sort of shape around his body. You know, kind of go like this. Maybe there's some here that do something or other. I don't know. Add some ways to add color to this. You know, some interesting things down here. I like the idea of implementing symbols from chess. So like the brilliant symbol. You make a brilliant move. I think I'm going to add that in here somewhere. Just as like a sticker or something. But then we might be able to add... You know, from these, oops. You know, add like color effects to his body based on where things are colorful. And that's what we're going to do. So let me hide this. And we'll go to Illustrator. So what I want to do is, so there's a couple things. Magnus is like the GOAT. I want to type out couple things. So there's GOAT. I've gotten more spam phone calls in like the last 2 weeks than like the last 3 years. It's crazy. There's a font called Bradley, which is a sort of black letter font, which is cool. I'm gonna go here. Magnus is king. It's kind of blasphemous. Also, they call him. Oops. I think we're going to do this. They call him the Mozart of chess. And I like this, how it has sort of ups and downs. What I want is I want to make this into a crown. Ooh, can I do that for this whole thing? Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're going to do this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to outline this. We are going to rotate it around like this. We're going to make it a symbol. I don't really care what it is. We're going to move it aside now. I'm just going to delete it. Doesn't matter. We don't need it anymore. It is a symbol. Grab a circle like this. Just going to make it a stroke. And then we're going to use the old school bevel, which looks like this. And basically we want the front like this, and we want it to rotate around his head. And then we can make the extrusion depth more, kind of like that. And I want to map the art to it. That is our symbol. So I can go to our symbol, map it, invisible geometry. Why is it not showing up? Let me hit it. That's weird. I think there's a button I didn't hit. We want this here. We want to use a symbol of this. And then hit invisible. Why is that not working? That's so weird. Oh, okay. So here. It looks like this now. That's what I want. I don't want shading. It's really bizarre. It's funny. I tested this out and it was like, yeah, it's fine. This is what you're supposed to do. Except I think it might be that... Oh, there might be too many things. Okay, I don't know. So I'm going to make this larger and stretch this out. So it says Mozart of chess. And hit OK. And then we can rotate this around so we can read it. Maybe we make the extrude depth smaller. That doesn't really do anything. So that's weird. Oh, I don't need a cap. That's probably it. Now if I go to map art, it's just 3. Okay. This is what I want. Just forgot to check mark that. So we're going to put this in here. Oh, why is it? Oh. No, we're good. I was adding it to somewhere else. So we're going to stretch this out like this. So now it's a shape. So now we can go in here and we can rotate it around. Except it's sort of backwards. Why is it backwards? That's weird. We can always rotate it around. But I wanted to say Mozart of chess. And we kind of want to make it into a crown. So let's make the extrusion depth like 200. Which does nothing. I haven't usually done this before, so that's why I'm playing around with trying to figure out how to get this work. Get this to work. Oops. Let me drag this out. So we need to make this tighter and taller to be a crown. And it might not look good. It's just perfectly fine. Let's make this smaller. I think that's probably good. So we map our art to that. Yeah, it's okay. Problem is it's reversed, and it shouldn't be reversed. I move this up slightly. Then rotate it. More. What's up? How's it going? This doesn't look good. Okay. We're just going to leave this. Can I scale this up? I think the problem is this symbol. Like we needed to say Mozart of chess one more time. There we go. Now if we go in here, we should be able to fix this. Map the art, put this back on there. Oh, this is the third surface. We don't want that. We want this gone. We want this on 3. And just widen this a little bit. Like that. Sick. Okay. And then I can just hit scale to fit. And then just go like that. Okay. So now I can go in here. Took longer than I wanted to. Rotate this around to how I want. So I wanted to clearly say Mozart of chess. The problem is it's backwards. So I'm going to flip this around. Kind of like this. And then I'm going to just I'm going to go to Object, Expand Appearance, and then flip it this way. Okay, this is what I'm pasting. This took too long. It took too long to do that. It sucked up 10 minutes of our time. We're going to paste this here because we don't even know if it's going to look good. We're going to kind of put this around his head as a crown. Duplicate that, go like this, hide this one, go like this, hide that, go here. I just want this to show the front. So we're going to continue this chess card that we sort of started yesterday because it's not done. It looks like fine, but I want it to look cooler. So go like this, go like this, go like this, go like this. And that should be kind of what I want, but not really. There. This is what I want. Okay, so this is the back, this is the front. I'm going to add a gradient overlay to this. I don't have golds on here. Let me find a gold text. Surely I've got a random gold texture lying around. Gold might look bad, so we might make it a color. But I want it to be a crown. So we'll see what pops up. You know, let's just make it a color and see what happens. Let's do a color overlay. I mean, white works. If we make it like that pink color. So we've got that. It looks kind of okay. We're going to hide that for now. Okay, so what do we want to do? So what we want to do today is we want to add this stuff I drew out. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some stuff coming from the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this. And we're going to pull it into Illustrator. We'll just use this same document because it doesn't matter. We'll just delete that. Okay. Let me just make this artboard larger just because. Okay, so what I want to do now, let's see, how do I want to do this? What's the easiest way to do what I want? I think I'm going to take a, yeah, I'm going to take a rectangle. I'm just going to draw a rectangle like this. And then we're going to squeeze the bottom. And then we're going to rotate here. We're going to rotate here at a 30-degree angle and hit copy. Ooh, I can just use the rotate tool. There's a whole rotate tool. I don't want rotate. I want object. I want to repeat radially. Yeah, that's what I want. There it is. Okay, so now we can tweak this to be kind of like that. Move it up. Delete the first one. And kind of rotate this around like that. That to me feels good. I can copy and paste this and then go like this. I can just do it for all of them. Oh. Can add them, subtract them. We can't see what's going on though because there's two of them. Okay, so this is what I want. So we can add or subtract them. I can do that, which is kind of what I want to do, but not really. I want to do this. This is what I wanted. Okay. So we'll drop this in here and sort of line these up. Then rotate it around like that. Okay, so I've got two things that I want here. They're not perfect, which is good because I don't want them to be perfect. I just want to go object, expand, fill. Okay, so these are all here. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do effect. We're going to distort them. We are going to roughen them. I want the detail to be, I want the size to be small and the detail to be wide. Like that. So now they're roughened. I'm going to group that together. I'm going to apply a new effect to roughen them again. And then what do we want to do? Let's warp. Let's squeeze them. Not squeeze. Let's inflate them, but we do a reverse inflate. So it pulls them down and in like that. Do -50. Just because we'll make this a little bit larger now. Then we'll apply, I love using the warp tool in Illustrator. It's one of my favorite things to do. So we're going to twist this now and apply an effect. So that's going to add a little bit of a twist. Maybe we add, oops, -25. Something so it's a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go to Object, Expand Appearance. Then we're going to apply some more stuff. So I can apply a Distort and Transform. What if we pucker and bloat this? Oh yeah, if we pucker and bloat it, it destroys everything and looks crazy. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We'd have to do that before. Distort and Transform, rough and tweak, twist, zag. We can add a zigzag to it, but that's a little too much. We'd want one ridge per segment, and we'd want it to be like that. Let's do 0.05. And then we can also apply another roughen. And basically just like they're not making hand drawn at all. Ooh, 0.5. But you can see that we've added some stuff that's a little bit more interesting. Cool. So I'm gonna go to object, expand appearance. So we're gonna copy this and we're gonna paste it behind Magnus and behind the black pieces and the white pieces. We're gonna paste it right here. Oh, and what we could do, I'm gonna paste this as shape layer, because then it's a shape and we can edit it straight in here. We don't have to do anything else in Illustrator. So I want it to be coming straight out of this. I'm gonna make it larger and rotate it around because I don't want, I think I want it like that. Okay. So I don't want this one. Oops. It's funny, I asked a while ago on Twitter, I said, why would anyone paste an object in here that isn't, like, why would you paste an object in Photoshop not using, just add it as a vector? And someone said this specifically because you can edit in here, and I didn't know that because I never did that before. So it's really convenient that we can go in here. Yeah. And I can rotate this around. So now we have this sort of pattern going on here that we can do whatever we want with. So I'm trying to have it fill behind him kind of like a sun, but not really. And I want it to fill everything. Kind of like this. I'm looking at my bleed here, trying to figure out where I want to put this. All right, so we'll zoom in here. So we've got this going on. So there's too many in here, and this is where I would kind of go in and move these around. And it's just going to be really hard to do that because there's so many pixels. Oh, I can do this, can't I? Can I lasso this? No. What's the tool? What's the tool to do that? It would be in here. Or it's the direct select tool, but it's not. All right, let me, because I just want to move this. And that's where having this as like a smart object would make this easier, because I can't just, yeah. Because if I grab the direct select or the path selection tool, oh, I can just use that, you idiot. Okay. So I'm going to move these around where I want, because I want them to be a little bit out. And I'm okay with you seeing where these lines are to show that they exist. All right, you idiot. You just use the selection tool. I don't think I really have ever used this path direction tool, because I don't do a lot with like vector shapes in Photoshop. I just do this. Okay, so that's what we got going on. We need to make them more interesting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this into a smart object. And then we're going to distort it. See, now I'm forgetting where everything is. Yeah, right here. We're going to warp it. Okay. Oh, God. See, it pulls all this stuff up here, which I don't want. So I turn this into another smart object. Yeah, that's so weird. It's like a weird thing if you turn things into smart objects, then I'll just do, oh, it's because it's up there and it looks like that. Let me do this. We just kind of go like this. Let me just kind of crop that there. That'll help. I just need to move this now to a better spot because it's a different size, so it moved around in the composition. I think I had it like... kind of had it like that. Just rotate it a little bit. I think that looks good. Sick. Okay. The invoice is getting paid from someone. So I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to transform and I'm going to warp it. And then what I want to do is I'm going to do that in reverse inflation like a lot. So I really want this to look like it's coming from the back. That's what she said. There. Now this looks weird because they're all green. We're not going to make them all green. We're going to change the colors of these to something else. But they're probably going to be holographic, which is going to look cool. Let's move. This is like 8 smart objects now. So it's like super broken. I'm going to go in here too. I want to make, oops. I'm going to go in with the direct selection tool because I'm going to make some of these like actually kind of like sharp edges. Like I want them to be like this. I don't want them to have these weird just nubs at the end. I want it to be sharp. Save, 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 save. And then back here, it's sharper, just looks nicer. So that's where I'm sort of that's where I stole, you know, this from. A couple of these. I think this one's too large. And we're spending a lot of time on this one thing, but sometimes it takes that long to figure this stuff out for what you want to do. Like, why is my phone just blowing up right now? But I think I have 5 missed calls. That can't be true. I can't have 5 missed calls in the last 4 seconds. I think our mail our mail's here. So it is. That's what it was. It was my door. All right, what do you guys think of this so far? We've got this text down here. We've got this in the back. I think we might need to get rid of some of these so we can have some things playing around. There might be too many. Do you think there's too many? If there's too many, we can get rid of some. Just say the word. Like, for example, what happens if we get rid of these? I want to get rid of these. I thought they'd look cool. I think they're just too far in. I think they're too close to the middle. So I think they're detracting a little bit too much and they're not vibing as much as I want. Really, I kind of want to add them like... I made these like curly Q guys on this design that are kind of adding depth. So I wanted to do that. This looks a little bit better. And I can kind of squanch this down a little bit. Squanch. Like, that's better. We can even distort this too if we want. But what we can do now to act like it's coming from the back, we can just grab gradient tool and we can do a radial gradient. We can just go like this. Just sort of put this in the middle. Where's this at? I want this to be in the middle. Like that, which is good. I'm going to duplicate this, actually. We're going to apply this to this. We're going to make this gradient normal looking. Just a normal gradient like that. And then we're just going to set it to overlay 50%. Which isn't going to do anything on this color. But if we change the color of this, do a color overlay to... Yeah, let's just do the magenta color and see what it looks like. It looks okay. Not bad though. Move it up a little bit maybe. Kind of make it the same as Chess Kings here. So we're going to grab this text now. Text. Ooh, see, that breaks everything because I have this fake stuff on here. So we're going to move this down a little bit. So now we can add other things up here. One thing I forgot about completely that I want on here is my logo, which is down here in the bottom corner. But I think what I'm going to do... Oh god, I hit save. I'm going to put it like right here. This is a nice sort of natural spot for it. I wonder if I can... change this. Let me just do this. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's an empty area. I want to generatively fill golden circle. Golden circle. Let me move this over here so you can see what I'm doing. Let's do it with Gemini. I want to just make this part just like flat gold, like as part of the frame. I want to see how bad this is going to do. It's going to give me like a golden ring. It's going to look really stupid. I want it to just be flat gold. Embossed circle. Yeah. No detail. It made a cool circle, but it's not what I want. I basically, we'll probably fudge it a different way. Yeah, I want it to be that, except less crappy. It'll work though. It'll work for what I want. Just gonna put it here. We're gonna put it in a group. We're gonna go in with circle from the beginning like this. It's sketching. Just put it there. I don't know. We'll just put it in this circle like this. There. So now it like kind of exists. What we'll do then is we'll take our frame here, which I'll turn into a smart object. And then our big dumb circle. And I probably could have just done this and used like a bevel or an emboss to figure this out. I just want this to be like, I guess I want it to be luminosity. Or I guess I want to multiply it. Then color or hue or luminosity. Oof, I don't want it to subtract. I kind of want it like that. So then I need this to be not as dumb and just do like a curves layer and make it lighter. I really just want this as like texture. Just because it fits already. It's also way too yellow, so we can go in here with a selective color layer. We can go to the yellows and we can just add blue to this, and we'll tone it down a bit. There. And the whole reason I wanted to do this was just so I can put my logo on top of it, like that. And then it's like, got a spot for my logo. Cool beans. Does it look good? Not really. Do we care? Not really. Does it matter? Not really. Let me find... name. I'm gonna find a different gold texture I have, because I have a bunch. I just want to make it not suck as much, because it can look better. Here you go. Look, generic gold texture. Bam. Apply. I'm trying to think what I should set this to. Really, I need this gold circle to just be white, and then I can apply a texture to it, so I don't have to do this. And then really fiddle around with the colors. Like, I really need to desaturate this. Like, the yellows are... Oh, I'm changing the cyans. The yellows are crazy. That matches a little bit better. I need to kill the reds at the bottom. There, that looks good. There. So now my logo can go on here and look like a pretty little logo. I think what I want to do too, this is what I should have done from the first place. We're going to then drop this on top of this without the color overlay. Then we're going to bevel and emboss it like this. We're going to do emboss. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to emboss it, but I want this to be overlay. Little bit. And I want this to be screen then. 100%. I don't know if I want this or if I just want linear. Cone. No, I don't want that. Let me do linear and then do just a... Oh no, I don't want that. I think I do want... What was it on? Cancel. Glass contour. Gloss contour. Good. So the size can be 1. Soften can be 0. Angle 90 and 45. Maybe it's actually 135. And then we change the angle down. 90? I don't know. I'm just hitting buttons. 135. So if I do that, it goes that way. If I do that, it goes this way. Oof. All right, that didn't look good. I just want like a really default bevel. So I just want it to be embossed. Smooth. I want this to be screen. I want this to be overlay. 100% on both. Size is 1. I know what I need to do. 200 depth. 100. 200. 100. Let's just move some of these up a little bit. Oops. Let me see what these do. Do you guys use this ever? This is where honestly, like, humorously using AI would just make it a lot easier. But I really just want a half round, but then this needs to go to overlay as well. And then this needs to go to multiply. Screen 50%. It's not doing what I want. Oh, reset to default. That's what I want. Okay, good. Sorry, we're spending a lot of time on this. I want it to be embossed like this. One thing I need to do though is I need to... Oops. I need to like reverse this. Kind of like that. And then I need to just rotate this some. So it's a slightly different texture. Okay, let's go back to the bevel. Okay. So we go higher. No, we go here, we go here. The size is way too large. We need the size to be... that. This is pretty much what I want. Screen though, we can grab sort of a highlight color. And then multiply, we can make a little bit darker. Screen, we can make a little bit lighter now. That's good. Let's soften it a little bit and make it a little bit deeper. There. All right. So now my logo is part of the frame. It's not, but it is. And it's kind of fine. So we're going to save that. We've got this whole big group here. Is that what this is now? This is my logo. Okay. So we need to add a little bit more contrast to this logo. Just from looking at it back like this. I don't want to use brightness and contrast. We want to add contrast, but I don't want to do it with brightness and contrast. I want to do it with a curves layer. So we're going to go like this and darken it up a little bit to make it seem like it fits more. And to do that, what were we using? We're using Oh, it doesn't work. Oh no, I had to hit this.
Curves.
Everybody's favorite. Curves. Okay, so now we have my logo. Gold logo. So that's cool there. We've got that there. We need to add something more interesting to these. So I think what'll make it more interesting is some color variation. And that's why I grabbed some of this stuff. So I think what I want to do. All right, we're going to go here. All right, we'll just put this into a group. We'll make a new layer with a gradient that goes inward. Can't find my cursor, and we'll go like that. And then we'll group it. Oh, no, we have to group it to the group. Group to the group to the group. Okay. So now we can go in here, we can add whatever colors we want. So if we want to make it rainbow, we make it rainbow. We don't want to do that, though. We want to make it green to white, but we don't want white. We want green to, like, something like this. Oh, but it's green now, but we don't want it to be green. We want it to be, like, this purple color. So we can kind of go like this. Oops. Basically, we get rid of these, and then we figure out where that nice midpoint is. And this isn't dark enough. It needs to be more like that. Save. So then it looks like that. Then the overlay looks like garbage. Hold on. Yeah, the overlay looks terrible. Mine CMYK? Jeez. Why does that look so bad? It shouldn't look that bad. I'll just turn this on and set this to multiply. It still looks pretty bad, though. I don't know why it looks so terrible. Alright, anyway, we'll go here. We'll fix this a little bit. Drag these colors around. Maybe it's we need to make this. Oops. 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 Maybe we need to go like this and make this a little bit deeper. It has this sort of. We can just. I mean, we can really just make this better. Face this. Just make this darker. It's dark from the beginning. Save. Down. Now we could make this easier because this just doesn't look good. I think it looked better. It's just one color. Don't you think? Like this just looks better. Because what we can do is we can make this multiple different colors. We're going to save this here. We're going to commit. We're going to make the first color parallel of this red. So I'm just going to go in here and we're going to make this red. I'm going to make it a little darker red though, because sometimes effects don't show up. So what color red is this? D. D and a bunch of zeros. So like this overlay doesn't really do much, which is fine. That's kind of what we want. We want to change the text now. So the text is going to be red. It's going to look like that. Chess Kings, Magnus Carlsen. What we can do now. Ooh, how can I do this easily? I'm trying to figure out a way to. I think we can do this. I think we can go to adjustments. I think we can do hue and saturation. We can hit colorize. We can pick red. Boost the saturation up a bunch. Like that. Mask it to Magnus. Have it so it only affects. No, I don't want that. The light areas, that doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. So then we can get rid of this. And then we can go with the brush now. Set to like 20%. And just paint on him real gently in spots. To make it so it seems like the red color's doing something. I don't know. We're adding some pizzazz. So that's red. So then we can easily go in and change it. So if we want to change the color, we make it green. Ugh. and etc. We'd have to fix it. But that looks really, really scuffed. Let's feather it like 5 pixels. What I really want to do though is have it so the underlying layer, it does blend in. Kind of does that. Okay. So we need to figure out his name at the bottom. We've got this stuff in the background. We've got my, oh God, why? Okay. It's like, why is my logo so blurry? Let's see what this looks like in the actual card. Because heck, it's been, oops, sorry. It's been 45 minutes. We haven't done anything. We added this stuff in the background. And it's going to look like this now. We spent 45 minutes drawing 6 lines. But we've also eliminated stuff we know we don't want. So that's good. Maybe I need to set this to screen or color. Duplicate. Color. Multiply. Color. Hue. Color. Normal. Are these adding anything to the party? A little brighter. This one's not. Screen's not doing anything. Okay. Here. So this is what we got. I don't know if I like this at all with the red on there. Maybe we get rid of it. But that's what we're doing. That's what these sort of experiments are for. Maybe it's just like 50%. Because I think once we change it to a different color, you're not really going to see it. It's not really adding anything. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Ooh, what I wanted to do. Here's things we want to do. I want to add this in here somewhere. We're going to do that now. And paste. Oh, I guess I can just draw a circle. That's, oh God. Okay. Okay, Brad. Just chill out. Draw a circle. Put it somewhere. Circle. Great. The circle needs to have 2 exclamation marks on it. What font are we going to use? Dharma Gothic. Why? Because it's the GOAT. Boom. All right, go like this, grab this, go like this. Put this here. A little bit more spacing on it. Stop doing that. Blow it up. Like that. We're going to turn it into a shape. So let's go convert to shape. And now we're going to do what I like to do, which is my little... Let's make it look kind of 3D, but not 3D. I think this is actually what I want. This goes here, this goes here. Then we duplicate both of these. Then we take this, put this here. Then we take both of these below. We do a color overlay of black. I don't need the bevel on this, which is fine. Then we go like this. Color overlay, smart object, which I've set to a hotkey on my keyboard, but it only works half the time. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Usually I do like 3 pixels. Maybe we'll do 5 today. Depends on the size of the document. Then we go to filter, blur gallery, and we select our good old friend path blur that we've been using. We need to select it though, it's updating. We need to select it and delete it. We need this just to go straight down. Could probably use a motion blur. I used to use a motion blur, but this allows like some tapering, which looks nice. So I'm going to set the speed to be 50 and taper 0. We'll see what this looks like. Yeah, 0 and 50, which is what I typed, and then it said you can't do that. Ooh, that looks real bad. Okay, 50 is not good. Let's, oh no, we can taper it then. 50? Yeah, we'll taper it like that. That's fine. Give it a little bit of a shadow. And we're going to do the same thing to this. Boop, boop. And there we go. And this has 2 Gaussian blurs on it, but it doesn't matter. So now we have this sort of badge that looks kind of 3D, but not, but is kind of. And we can do something with this. We're going to... I don't think I need this. I don't need this back one, though. I mainly need it just on top. I don't know. This is where I'm not making decisions on stuff. Okay, one thing I'm going to do real quick is make a layer under here that is white, which we're not going to see. But this pattern fill, I'm going to set to 60%, 70%. That way we can see some holographic through it when we print it, because it'll be somewhat opaque, but not fully opaque. And it will make a lot more sense when we actually do it. Okay, so we added a bunch of stuff to this. And we've also done a whole lot of nothing in an hour, which is kind of crazy. It feels like we haven't done anything, but we have. So I want to add some little implements, some little brushy guys like this. Now the problem is Photoshop doesn't do a great job of that. Illustrator does a better job of it. However, you need fun brushes in order to do that. I don't know if I have fun brushes. I guess we'll look and see if I have fun brushes. Let me just fix this logo here. Gold logo. I don't know where it is. It's one of these. I think this bevel needs to be not soft. And I think it needs to be a lot more intense in the bottom and on the top. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, do this. And we're going to go over a little bit today because I want to see if I can figure this out. Because usually I just want to go for about an hour on here. That's what we had before or after, which is cool. I was going to make a new layer, but I don't need to do that because we're just in here. But I want brushes. Where are my brushes? So these are the lovely default brushes that we have. I'm going to import open brush library, other library. And then I'm going to just literally search my computer for .abr, which should be a brush file. Oops, this is sealed. So if I've downloaded any brushes, they show up here. And it might not be an ABR file. Yeah, it's not an ABR file. So then we Google, what is Illustrator brush file name? Anybody know in chat? Anyone want to tell me? Yeah, what's the brush size? This doesn't know what it's talking about. Okay, it says it's a bunch of AI files. That's wrong. Brushes.ai. Here's something. Oh, here you go. Here, things. Look, hand-drawn brushes. But I want these in here. So how do I put these in here? I go like this. Boop. It's like this one. 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 And copy and paste. Hey, look at that. Now they're in here. Great. What are these? Oh, they are different, so that's good. We want this one. I really like that one. I like these better. This is more the vibe I want. Copy and paste and delete. Good. So now we have brushes. Now we have brushes to play with. It probably would work better with a Wacom tablet. I like this one. I'm going to just paint with white and we can fix it from there. But I'm going to go like this. Can I do straight lines? No. I could use the pen tool. I don't want to do that though. I'm going to scribble like that. Oh, scribbling looks terrible with this because it's already scribbly. What if I do this? That looks really bad. What if I do this, but then select something else? So I think some of these other ones will work like this, but it needs to be like a stroke of nothing and then tweak a bunch of stuff. I just like this brush. One thing I like from this inspiration I have, and we might spend a lot of time doing this tomorrow because we kind of know what we can do now. But oh, the inspiration didn't make it here. I think it's on my desktop. Is that why? No, I downloaded one thing. Or did I download it later? This is cool. We got this. We got this. I thought I had one on here that was slightly different and it wouldn't load. Maybe not. Oh, it's this one. That then error occurred when I downloaded it. But little guys like this, maybe. You know, maybe if I go in and just kind of... Oh, we're in Photoshop. I need to be an illustrator. Which one of these would work best? We can go like this. What if I set the stroke lower on this? Okay. Okay, I don't hate that. I want to use this as like... Let me show you how I want to use this. I want to use this on Magnus. But sort of clips to his body. But it's just like... It's kind of like on here where it's just a bit of a bump. It's like a little sketch on the side. Which would be easier to just sketch together than do what the heck I'm doing here. And that's why I tweeted before this, like, I want to include more like hand-drawn elements into stuff. And I think it might work if I have more than one, so there's like context to it. But to get more hand-drawn stuff, like I need to hand-draw things. And just like bite the bullet. Not bite the bullet, just like use my hands more. So I go like this and then paint in like here. Like just add something like that. So it adds a little bit of texture and then we grab, you know, honestly, I can just grab this and paste it in here behind him on top of these. This is giant. Why is this so huge? Trim that down. I can take these and sort of add these sort of scribble knot things wherever I want. And they'll just add a little bit of texture to some spots. Except, does this have a... What if I give this a stroke of 1? 2. Oh, 2's bad. So I'm gonna add a couple of these, rotate them around. We'll probably change the color of these too. What do you guys think? What are your guys' thoughts in chat while we sort of wrap things up today on this? Because what I want to do is I want to add more color and more interesting stuff to Magnus himself. And one thing I might add, there's a couple things I wanted to add to this. It's like Magnus is the Mozart of chess. So I wanted to add like some music elements to this. And I have some music elements already made from something. Really, I need these lines to be more organic looking and not following something. Let me hit save real quick. Let me see if I can steal something. I made a Taylor Swift design, and part of it for Tortured Poets Department, I made like sheet music flying out. I want to do that, but I want the sheet music not to have notes on it. I want it to have chess pieces because he's the Mozart of chess. We're gonna open this 5.5 gigabyte file that looks like this to steal this right here. Hearts and stuff, global floaters, TTP. Perfect. These just the lines. Good. If these are just lines, I can go like this, and we'll paste this here. Yeah, this is just like lines I made that I scribbled out. So we go like this. Grab it. Flip it and reverse it. Kind of like that. So then we can have these. We're going to just give some color so we can see what we're looking at. We'll give these green. We can take these and we can put music, like notes on them or something like that. Or we can use these as lines. Like these look kind of cool. I just like how these lines look. It's just more stuff that's coming out from this area that we've just like made up that exists. But what we could do is we can distort these lines. Zigzag. The zigzag tool in here is ridiculous. I don't know how it works. Oh, this is... Oh no, zigzag's fine. Yeah. We want a zigzag. See? Look, zigzag's fine. Let me zigzag this one. But this zigzag is super broken because the zigzag comes from someone else. We want pond ripples. We want out from center. And then we go like this. Show me. There, they're just funky lines. I don't know. Maybe he smells, but he doesn't smell. All right, we're going to turn this color overlay off. We're going to hide these for now. We're going to hide some of these lines. We're going to come back to them tomorrow. These I like. I'm going to give these more color. I'm just going to give it a color overlay of yellow. Because it's sort of primary color. Everything's sort of primary color looking, which is kind of nice. And then these lines we'll figure out tomorrow. I'll have to do some investigating. Maybe I'll draw my own lines too. Just on paper, and then I can scan them in or just take a photo of them. These other lines are right here. We're going to hide these. Okay, so we've got Chess Kings. We've got Magnus. We're going to change these colors again back to the magenta. And then what we're going to do is we're going to quickly... I'm going to show you what I think we could do with the holographic. That didn't work at all. Why didn't that work at all? This big old bright color. Okay, cool. Well, I can actually get rid of that. Stupid color fill. We're going to hide this. Okay, so it looks like that. We're going to grab this shape. Yes, we'll go in here. Do a color overlay. Do a color overlay of that color. Save, go down. Okay, we're going to have to figure out his name still, but I want to show you how this is going to theoretically look. Wow, got a lot of stuff up here. Okay, so group one. Oh gosh, no. We want... I need to put all this in one group. Anything break? No. Okay. Design. So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to set this, and we're going to say white. And this, sorry, needs to go to the bottom of this layer. Okay. So we want to figure out what is going to be white and what is going to be holographic and what's not. And I've showed this in a couple other. Bleed hollow border, quick one. Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm gonna hide this. So this we want to give a color overlay of white. I mean, we can do whatever color we want so we can see it. We'll do that. Why is that happening? Because there's nothing there. Interesting. Oh, it's because that layer isn't there, but that's fine because we don't want that. Okay, so this pattern fill layer, the current layer, we only wanted to paint the white. So we're going to move this over. And we're going to set this to be 100%. So it's going to be fully, we can see through this a little bit. So that's cool. The rectangle right now is black, which is fine. We don't know what that is. We want these to be opaque. So we're going to put these into a group together. We want to make sure we see through this. So we're going to invert this and hide it. So we can see through that now. We get rid of these gradient maps. I'm just going to go along and just grab stuff that doesn't need to be holographic. So all this stuff can be white, not holographic. This can all be white, but we want to make sure that we knock out the name. And then we can hide that. I think that's pretty much all we need to do. I mean, his text isn't on here, but that doesn't really matter. But it's a pretty quick example. So now if we go up to this top design, if we set this to multiply, this is what it will kind of look like. We can make it a little bit more correct by changing this to color as well. Duplicating that layer, setting it to color. The colors at the top should then change a little bit more accurately. It's just duplicating a lot of stuff. But we can see somewhat through the background. Yeah, oh, there. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's what I wanted. Let's give it a more exciting parallel color though, or parallel. Are you expecting his name to remain at the bottom? It gets lost in the sauce a tad. Oh, we need to make it so you can read the text. It's there to say we need to put his name here somewhere. I have no idea where we're going to put his name. That's what we're going to figure out probably tomorrow. Let's just do... I don't want cracked ice. Where's my third parallel pack? I think I had some cool stuff in that. Parallel pack 3. So these are packs I have on my website. Lava lamp. I like oil slick. Oil slick's cool. Or just a nice little shimmy. Let's do a nice little shimmy. Let's do this. Thanks, Boulder Cards. What kind of cards do you make? I'm assuming you make cards because 1, you're here, and 2, your name is Boulder Cards. I'm just curious. And then we go to adjustments, curves. Just boost this up a lot. Wow, this looks like garbage. I think it looks like garbage because of this. Or does it look bad just because this looks bad? No, this looks fine. Let's just go adjustments. Just exposure just a little bit higher. Kind of like that. There. White, design. And then this. Yeah, we don't really need this top layer. So it kind of looks like this. It's not going to look this bad, though. It's going to look better. Let's just do this. Just save this for now. Because the thing, too, in reality, the light catches the holographic, and this Chess Kings down here would look amazing. This is where we're at today. We basically added in this background. We found a bunch of stuff we didn't want. Yeah, I've got a ton of ideas and products at the moment as well. I think the individual card sort of design market stuff is going to explode in the next year or 18 months. Okay, So we have a bunch of stuff on here. I'm going to save this. We're going to save this here. We're going to come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. again and figure out what we actually want to do. Bit ADD today on what, like, just adding stuff and seeing what sticks. We did knock a bunch of stuff off we know we don't want to do, which is good. So we're going to save this, go back here. It's going to save here automatically. We'll save this out and we'll come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. to tweak this. I'm going to get a couple more client things done on my end. But I mean, I'm like where we're at. We're in no rush to get this done. It's not like this is going to actually be printed. The idea though in the future is, once I design some of these, is to get them printed once I have a UV printer figured out that I can actually use that looks good. I'm going to change this bottom color to be this, but darker. And then when we go here, it all matches. Everything matches. And then we can, for the parallels, we just change this color and this color. This color, this color, this color, this color. All right, cool. So you guys know the drill by now, hopefully. Or you, a couple of you guys who've been here for a couple of days, which is fun. Going to come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. to tweak this more. Probably going to bleed into next week easily. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you guys like these videos, as usual, hit that like and subscribe button. Sort of a humorous thing to do. Or just follow me on Instagram. Follow me here. Follow me on Twitch. And keep coming back and interacting with me. I have fun doing this. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a lovely